Just let Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for checking in with us for Kings Podcast Ent. We are live this week. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? C-Mac.
It's LB.
It's Alvin.
This Watts. You know the motto. If you like us, raise your hand. If you don't like us, raise your standards.
All right.
All right, and we're gonna get started. We got a pretty full docket today about quite a bit that's happened. First and foremost, rest in peace, Shock G.
Man.
The one that put the satin in the pants.
Yeah.
One who put the satin in the panties.
Round and round.
Around we go.
And
it's funny. Shock G died. Somebody said, I thought his name was Humpty.
It's because they don't know no better.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he invented the Humpty Dance. So,
Right.
I mean,
They don't know no
But they thought his name was Humpty. They're like, who the hell is Shock G? I'm like, the nigga that actually did the Humpty Dance. But that's your chance to do the hump.
but see, y'all ain't real fans though. Y'all ain't know about that sex packets. yeah. What you know about them sex packets? So, rest in peace, Shock G.
Right.
Gone but never forgotten.
Word.
And another thing that happened over the week is DMX's funeral. Like, did anybody get a chance to see the funeral? The funeral was bananas. Like, if I had to have a homecoming, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
bro, like, if it could ever be done on the level of Nipsey Hussle and DMX, bro, they had home goings. I'm talking about.
I didn't see anybody. You checked it out?
Bro,
Ain't catch it.
bro.
So you want
So,
to be
yeah.
bananas.
Bro, nah. Let me tell you what they did. So,
No, I saw the little pieces on
I see
IG and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
Them driving through the city.
all the Rough Riders was in the whole city.
And
I'm talking about they had the monster trucks out with him on the back of the monster truck in the casket. Bro, like, hey, stupid. Then for all the hymns and songs and everything,
yeah.
Kanye West gospel.
That Sunday
Man,
choir,
come on now.
the Sunday service choir, yeah.
Come on now. Come on. So, I mean, hey.
Yes, he had did some things with them while they were rocking their thing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Doing prayers and things like that with the Sunday service.
Hey, if anybody could do it, it'd be X. So yeah, I mean, ooh. Hey, they turned it out.
It was dope though, man. 'Cause, I was listening while I was working out today. I was listening to the game, and one of his albums he got DMX doing a prayer at the end of it, and then also like last week, the boxer Demetrius Andre came out with DMX prayer, and then went into some DMX mixes. It was just an all around dope celebration.
Yeah.
Of old buddy, man.
Celebration of life,
Indeed.
And then, hold up, JP. What up, J Pizzle? And see you. He said, I'm just glad they didn't have any hard stops. Say, bro. So JP said, he glad they didn't have any hard stops because DMX would have been out of there. Damn.
JP stupid. Shout out to JP.
And so the other thing that happened, Derek Chauvin had been sentenced last week, but then we get people that's continuing to speak out about, putting their 2 cents in. And we addressed it last week. We talked about Brett Favre. So then I had to do a little digging, right?
Okay, what you got?
And so Brett Favre, I've lost a little bit of respect for Brett Favre because Brett Favre is one of those people who feel like sports and politics shouldn't intertwine. But at the same time, he's inserting himself in these situations.
So what Brett Favre essentially is saying that based on your whatever you do for a living, you got to stay in a certain lane. So you mean to tell me that a chef can't be political? You're telling me that somebody who work in administration can't be political?
Brett Favre is saying basically what other people are saying, like keep politics and whatever it is separate, unless.
But people talk about politics all the time.
But I'm saying unless it affects me.
And then the whole argument that we had last week about how much time he was going to get, and then I think I found out that they pushed.
The sentencing is pushed back for 1 week, so it's going to be on June 5th.
Exactly,
June 5th. Okay,
yeah. As long as they don't have it on Juneteenth.
But like with Brett Favre, bro, like you know what I mean, I lost respect. I didn't really think he was that great of a football player to begin with. To be perfectly honest with you. But you know what I'm saying, I lost respect for him years ago. Like in the beginning, like with him holding out and not wanting Aaron Rodgers to take that spot.
Yeah.
And then going to Minnesota, then saying he's gonna retire, then go to the Jets.
I forgot about this thing he had with the Jets.
And then, like I said,
Yeah,
he had this little thing, you know what I mean, sending this reporter, you know what I'm saying,
his jumps, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, you just.
But I'm just saying, he's like, you know, and then like what you saying, like him keeping sports and politics out. He's constantly on Fox News. He has that podcast with a Fox News correspondent. So, like,
I mean,
how you gonna say keep sports and politics separate?
I think if you're
you in the middle of it.
I think if you're a public figure in general, not just sports, but if you're just a public figure, reporters are going to ask you questions that some may be political. And I mean, it's not that your opinion matters. It's like basically, it's like if the world coming to an end, hey, let's see what Kanye West thinks about this. Like, no, I mean, but at the end of the day, you're the ones who are in the limelight. So people are going to ask you, what's your stance on it? You know what I mean? They're just going to ask just because, you know, and see what you think.
And then my thing, like, especially with like players like Brett Favre and things like that, like you're going to say some shit like that and not support the people that made you who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you think Reggie White gonna listen to you take that shit? Reggie White probably smack you the fuck out.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, the only time that they want to keep everything separate when it's a black issue,
right?
Well, and here's the other thing about that. So he also weighed in on Deshaun Watson when he was wanting to sit out for his contract. He weighed in on several different things, and he just felt like. As black men or as professional athletes, that's what we need to stick to. That hey, this is our job. This is what we need to do. We shouldn't be the ones holding up the good fight to be trying to get a championship. We should just keep on. We should accept what we get or whatever. But then he weighed in on all these other different things, and the validity of what he's saying is just. I mean, for me, it discredits him. I look at Brett Favre weighing in on that, weighing in on social injustice, inequality, and I can see why he's played where he's played, and the people who follow him.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just like I know, like Steve Smith talked about how he was if he would put them paws on him had he said something like that in his presence. Then you had the fact that. Let's see. What else did he do? Brett Favre, what did he do? He just basically gave it a bad rap, bro.
Yeah.
And I really hate to linger on that one.
Right.
But that was the other thing. When we were talking about last week, we were saying how we couldn't really figure out you know, what kind of time he was going to get. And I was leaning toward he's probably going to get real lenient sentencing.
Right.
Well, two things. So one, Brett Favre was like, he didn't believe that he intended to kill him.
Yeah.
So that was his. But the funny thing about this, when something like this happens, Internal Affairs does their investigation, right? And so what they found out is that a complaint was also filed here recently about Derek Chauvin doing the same thing to somebody else, and he did it even longer.
When did a teenager?
17 minutes, bro.
Yeah, but
17 minutes.
But it's also like before, like I think like 5 or 6 years before that happened, he had complaints filed against him about profiling Black and Hispanic people as well. So he has a record already.
That's what I'm saying. And so so
this was kind of bound to happen. It was like a build-up.
This is a pattern of
and he had not one write-up, no administration leave with pay like they do normal people.
I think he had it a couple years ago, but I don't think as of recently until what just happened. Now he's on permanent sale time.
Oh yeah.
And then let's see. And the other thing that that happened this week. So here's a highlight. So y'all remember Reading Rainbow, right?
Yeah,
LeVar Burton, right?
Yeah.
You remember Reading Rainbow?
I remember it, but I didn't remember it sounding that bad.
So first of all, it had more soul right now when I just said it. I believe it was a white person that sang the damn theme song.
If you would have made the album with that song, it would have been plastic.
So first of all, we ain't gonna talk about albums and plastic, because if you made an album, I would probably use the plastic for a condom, and we would see how well that would work.
A plastic condom with your hard work.
Must be a small CD.
Hey,
wow.
CDs are standard size, and guess what? You can see these nuts. Okay.
Plastic.
But yeah, LeVar Burton.
Yeah,
who also was on Star Trek, the sole black guy, token black guy.
Yeah, token black guy.
Star Trek.
One of the aliens was dark skinned.
It's true, but
that don't count. So he is actually one of the guests, because we actually petitioned as a Black culture. We petitioned for him to be the most appropriate person to take over Alex Trebek since he passed from cancer, taking the spot. And so basically, look at JP. JP. I'm sorry, I gotta refocus. So basically, look, we petitioned for that, and they made him one of the guests. So I don't know if it's kind of like they didn't want to just outright give it to him or whatever, but I think he's gonna do a bang up job. I mean,
it was a bunch of people that they did run through that to be Jeopardy hosts. I know they had Aaron Rodgers do it. A guy off CNBC did it. I heard about LeVar Burton. I don't know who else. Those are the only three that I knew of.
Bro, but I can't think of anybody more perfect for that, like, other than LeVar. So, a Reading Rainbow.
I'm not gonna American Idol his song.
Hey, and you know what? Gangnam Style went platinum, and look how horrible that was.
That's true.
Exactly.
Oh, you need to be nowadays.
Miley Cyrus.
So
how horrible she is.
She's the right complexion.
Yeah, I was just about to say she's a culture vulture. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, speaking of white women, I know y'all didn't see the white woman that got pushed after she spit on the black woman, right?
Yeah, I seen it. About the parking spot or parking somewhere by the line, something like that. Yeah. So this white lady jumped out of her car and jumped in this black woman's face, and next thing you know, you just seen the white woman fall. Whoa, whoa. And they said, y'all see this? She spit in my face. So basically, she filed a police report, and what was funny is that they said that the white lady had lice in her head. And wait, hold on. And it wasn't blood that was from like the fall. It was the blood from killing the lice that was in her head. So
wait.
So that black lady actually helped her out, so I don't think no charges were gonna be filed.
Okay, that was good to her. That was, that was noble.
And to go back to charges being filed, so I know y'all heard about how Dr. Umar Johnson went off this past week at the Breakfast Club, and he made a valid point. he talked about how once again, and I just said culture vulture. I mean, we voted for Joe Biden. We know why we voted for Joe Biden, but just because you're invited to the cookout don't mean you get to bring anything. And so, like, he probably would still show up to the cookout with raisins in his potato salad, and you know that ain't gonna fly.
So let's take it a step back. So why did we vote for Joe Biden? If you voted for Joe Biden, by the way.
So first of all, Joe Biden went and campaigned, and he was like, "If you're not black,
if you're not voting for me, it means you're not black."
Right.
There you go.
He said that on the show.
But let's be clear. I think a koala bear could have ran against Donald Trump, and I would have voted for the koala bear.
Facts. Tell the truth.
Because I don't care who was running against Donald Trump. It could have been an old crackhead who was nearsighted.
So you got Tyrone Biggums to do it.
And I think I would have gave him 2 votes easy because I was not voting for Donald Trump no matter what he did.
Yeah, but I think that's what initially got most people to do it, was to say, we're just gonna vote for Joe to get him out of the office. And then, you know, most people, no matter what fucking color you are, don't go and understand the legislature and shit that they're trying to push.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Off rip, we just looking at it for face value. Like, I don't want him. It's the only other option I got.
Facts.
So I'm gonna go with you.
I personally would have voted for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I think Bernie Sanders was the best candidate.
I do believe so.
The people try, for me, Bernie Sanders was the best candidate. But I feel like people within media and the spinning of it, talking about his age and his health and him being thinking that he was trying to bring socialism to our time now.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Democrats too, they won by not allowing possibly the best fitting candidate to take the office, and got someone who they feel can be cool, like another Bill Clinton, be cool and shit, and just roll with what they want to go with.
But here's the other thing to that. So with Joe Biden, and this is what's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's alarming and very ironic. So you got Joe Biden, who just recently passed or just signed off on the Asian, anything dealing with Asians is off the rip a hate crime now.
Right.
Like, so we want to stop Asian hate, but we continually have things that happen. And Dr. Umar said this.
Yeah. So
he was like, within the first few months of being in the office, he said that you had the Asians, then you had the transgender, and not to say that we were against anybody being transgender or anything like that, but we as Black people have been fighting for rights for a really long time, and for things to continually keep happening to us, but it not to be a hate crime, it's kind of like a slap in the face, because predominantly Black people voted for Joe Biden.
Son of a biscuit.
And I deleted some stuff last time. So, but that's cool, because I'll explain. So, but yeah.
My thing is, no matter who we vote for, they not for us. that's the fact. Joe gonna only be for us just enough to get our vote. After that, once they in, they cool. They're not doing nothing else.
Right. A lot of people had issues. They were saying that Barack really didn't rock the boat like that and do things.
But at the same time, they can't.
I mean, people wanted him to, but it's only.
I think people had too high of an expectation for him to change some legislature when you had a House and a Senate that was run by Republicans. So how was he supposed to get some shit passed to assist you, in which he tried a bunch of times, but
he did.
They have to agree on it, and they not going to agree with Obamacare. He had to go back. It got vetoed so many times. He had to go back and get it redone for them to. It got down so much for them to knock all the good shit out. to where they know when their next president come in, it'll be easy to say, well, look what Obamacare didn't do. Like, you set it up for failure.
Right.
So it's like,
that's where, we really should be focusing our voting on, because the president is just a pawn. You know what I'm saying?
The president, I'm gonna tell you like this. My thing is like, I've always dropped it down like this as in politics. Your president is like your vice principal in high school. Everybody knows vice principal. The Congress and all them, that's the principal. The principal come out on situations.
Right.
The pep rally or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or they got an announcement to make up at the school.
Yeah.
The principal come out then. But the vice principal's all over the school.
Active.
You see the vice principal. That's how I correlate it.
I mean, I think America truthfully run by the businesses. So it don't matter who president, it don't matter who in Congress. The motherfuckers with the money are the ones who make decisions.
It's always been like that. Because the crazy part is like, it's trippy how America came to be. You know what I mean? So it's like the disenfranchised back in England was like, oh, I don't like this tyranny of this king and this king and this king. They're not listening to us. But yet you go over here, make a wrong turn. This is India, right? No. This is India. Quit playing. And then you do everything that they did to you over here.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? And tend to like erase that piece of your history. But now it's like, so it's basically like a bully. So let's think about like a kid who used to get bullied, smaller dude, then he over time blew up and he became the bully.
Right.
That's how I can see America and its inception. It's like you were getting bullied at your house.
Right.
Over there. So you left. Because you felt like you couldn't get the kings and their hierarchy to listen to the people.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be for the people.
Right.
Then you leave and you just bring that same mind state and that same ideology over here to people that you thought were inferior to you because you didn't understand their language. They didn't understand your language. And because you had a little history over there in little England, you got buggies and shit like that over there. You figure like they're living beneath you. They don't have buildings. They ain't got houses and shit like that. So we can easily outsmart them and, you know what I mean, make them do what we want them to do. It's Donald Glover said it best. This is America. You know? And also, like, with, I was going to say, I forgot. Go ahead. It'll come to me.
So basically, what they were saying was that Joe really didn't, he really didn't act the way that we expected him to. I would share to some degree that Barack was he was very much a politician. And I think we were simply elated as a community that we were getting a black president, the first in history. Is probably the closest we're going to get to a black president.
The closest. I mean, he was black. What you mean?
Was he 100% black?
But
if you got black in you, you're black.
You got an ounce of black blood, you black.
But that's what I'm saying. We so quick to associate or even just we'll take what we can get at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
see back.
Yes,
you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it. If the cops come over, you're not 10% black. No, you're black.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly what you get. We looking at what he is.
If Tiger Woods would have grew up in Fifth Ward, there'd be a whole different Tiger Woods.
Bro.
Serena grew up in Compton, so you can't put that. You know what I
mean? Meaning that since Tiger was multiracial, that's what I'm saying.
So you mean to tell me? So we gonna see somebody that?
I mean, he's gonna be identified as black. Is what I'm saying.
No,
yeah, you're gonna be identified as black no matter what the fuck you do.
But he doesn't identify as black.
So we're gonna see somebody.
Tiger Woods.
Oh, he identified as black after all the motherfuckers took his money. Yeah, he dropped it.
Then, but I'm saying, like, he fit in his mind, he wasn't
Asian at first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the society seen him as black, no matter how much
he was winning, and they all, no matter what, he was like, "Oh my God, Tiger can beat Jack Nicklaus's record."
Right.
They didn't want that.
Bro.
They didn't want. He changed the game and made it profitable. Golf wasn't profitable. Golf was worldwide now because of Tiger.
I'll agree with that.
Golf ain't never had the publicity or the limelight that it had since Tiger. Hell, I think I watch more of Happy fucking Gilmore than I watch the golf. You know what I mean? Happy Gilmore made it cool.
Yeah.
Tiger made it cool. Like
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
I mean, could you say that about tennis with Serena and Venus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you can say that before with Arthur Ashe.
Yeah.
Well, but then it was so many, so it died off because we didn't have
any more people.
A figure after that,
right.
like Arthur Ashe, and then.
And also with Venus and Serena, you know what I'm saying? They didn't change who they were. They didn't change their look while they were on the tennis court.
Right.
They were still, you know what I'm saying, with the busted ass braids and shit. They were still ass knees and everything. They were still niggas from Compton.
I mean, but that's the sports world in general. I mean, any sport you have, you put a person in color, it's gonna change. It's gonna be.
He's gonna change.
It's gonna be more.
Look at baseball, bro.
Basically, look at the first. They showed the first clip of the first first videotape basketball game, and all they did was run in circles and throw and shoot like this.
Yeah. That was James Naismith, baby.
Am I right or wrong? All they did was run in circles. It wasn't no formation. It wasn't no dunks. It wasn't no layups. It was
just an ugly ass Larry Bird shot because Larry Bird shoot like that.
Yeah.
Larry Bird shoot from behind his head.
Well, Drexler do too.
But Clyde could jump though.
Yeah, Clyde could jump. Larry could.
Right.
Larry could move in them ponies. Flat-footed ass ponies.
but basically what I'm saying is I don't think we gonna get somebody like, just like you referenced Fifth Ward. We're not gonna get somebody that black mom, black dad that will ever be a president. That's what I'm saying.
I think we can. I think
us as America ain't progressed enough for that.
I ain't like I said. But I'm not saying that we can't though.
If we can or can't, even if we do, it ain't gonna go the outcome that we think.
Right, because there's still obstacles in front of them.
You know who the very first black presidential candidate was?
Who?
Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson. Bro.
You know who the second one was?
Who? Al Sharpton?
No, Colin Powell. And they never. But
tell me, hold on. You gotta put that in context as well. Like Jesse was not.
He tried and he didn't even make it as far as Colin Powell did.
But
and then
that's what I'm saying. You got to put it in context because like the whole it wasn't a lot of support outside of our community for Jesse Jackson.
And it's gonna probably continue to be that way.
And it wasn't a whole lot of support for Colin Powell from our community.
That's big right there.
So and at the time though.
That's what I'm saying at the time. But
it still remains the same because here's the other thing about it too. Barack benefited from being biracial because it ain't too many black men that come from where we come from that get into politics and have a squeaky clean background and can bridge both minority and the majority together to be able to say, I'll vote for him.
I mean, from a tangible standpoint, he was no homo. He was a handsome dude. You know what I'm saying? He was
handsome guy. He was educated. Went
to Harvard. Right. He was married. No scandals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming from a hard city like Chicago.
Well, he would, and let's really didn't. He wasn't even from Chicago.
No, but I'm talking about his political.
He's from Hawaii.
I'm talking about his political background.
Yeah.
Coming from a hard city like Chicago.
Right.
You know what I mean? and bridging and moving that city forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, I ain't gonna say like, but then that's another thing that us black people can like. You know,
that's what I was looking at.
Black people can be like, yo, we can chill out on that shit though. Like, well, he wasn't like black. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and there's a lot of people that are still arguing and saying that he didn't really.
JP says, since we throwing out facts, y'all know we did have a black president before Obama, right?
Yeah. Which one? Which one? Like,
technically, we did back in the 13 colonies. Who? Look it up. Who? Look it up. That's gonna be a homework for next week.
I know. I think like last
the
week.
teacher giving me homework. Ain't that a bitch?
I think that should need to be fixed too. Like, he wasn't black. My nigga, he black. He black regardless. It's the same.
Well, so with Kamala Harris, do you count her as black?
Yeah, man. Her daddy black.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with our culture. We're quick to give somebody the black card because their father is black.
No, it's not giving them the black card. They just black.
No, because you just
scientifically they're black.
Think about it though. No, because see, look, we live in a world right now that when they ask you how do you identify yourself, it's not about how people identify you. If your skin complexion is of another pigment, you have the ability to claim some other stuff, and that's what the census does every year.
But fuck the census. If I say like scientifically, you black. Fuck what you think you are.
But how though, fam? Like just because you have people who have black in them 3 generations down, and you see them and they look as white as a sheet of paper, they're black.
Albino people,
but that's albino.
But I'm just saying, that's like, not they black. But you gonna look at them and say that they're not?
You're giving an example, and I asked a question.
Okay, so they have black in their history, like Andrew Jackson's, the Jacksons, not the Michael Jacksons. Probably, right? They might be related. Andrew Jackson was wild back in the day, but you can. I mean, hereditarily, like technically, they are like you can have shit. We can have some fucking Scottish or English in us.
I have Irish, and Jewish, and Indian, but that's neither here nor there. On a piece of paper, I do identify as being black. I don't really consider myself to be African American. That's a whole other conversation. Fine, but yo, lineage say. My lineage says a lot of stuff, right?
Everybody lineage say a lot, but you got this in you.
But that's the argument. So then I could sit up here and say I'm claiming Irish.
And it could still be.
No.
So I guess
exactly.
I guess
let me say this: if you got any ounce of black in you, you are black. I don't care how. Think about it though. Now, if we go back to the 1800s, they had light-skinned babies. You think they was like, oh, well, he looks white, he can stay in the house. Once they found out that baby have a little bit black in him, he is black. Yeah, that's how society do it. It ain't gonna be because he looks white. If they find out you got an ounce of black in you, you are black.
So that's like I said, like he has a piece of Irish in him. He can be Irish.
But go fill out a home loan, and they ain't gonna worry about the Irish part. They gonna worry about the black part. Am I right or wrong?
That was funny.
That's what I said. You got an ounce of black in you. If you take a cup of milk and pour a drop of chocolate in there, it's gonna be chocolate milk.
Bloop.
Word.
Nah, you're right about it.
If you drop a drop of chocolate milk,
it's gonna darken up.
It's gonna darken up, but it still be relatively white.
I think what he's saying is like, yes, you are black. But some people don't identify as it.
Exactly.
But you're black. I don't care what you identify as.
You identify as. Exactly. It's what they see you as.
Like, because quite frankly, Kamala Harris she didn't identify as black.
Yeah, but if Kamala Harris get pulled over, they not gonna say, "Man, what are you?" They gonna say that black lady.
That's right, black
exactly. I know, I agree. It's just saying like
she
may like I said, people may not identify as it. Like
you are.
Some people like, hey, I'm a thug. You know, I identify as a thug. Nigga, you know, thug. You know what I'm saying? But people identify as whatever they want to identify as. But it doesn't change the fact that you're black. Like you black. Like, you know, like Africans, you know, it's a lot of Africans, they don't identify as black because they don't want to be black. American. They want to be African Americans, but they black.
So to say that, we move to the next point. The next point is, I don't know if y'all are aware of Sterling Brown.
Yep.
Sterling Brown, he plays for the Houston Rockets. He used to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's had 2 run-ins with the law.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, he's just a magnet for like the police for whatever reason, and he's never doing anything wrong. But I mean, it's just like
just can't get right.
Yeah, they are not going to leave him alone. He was one of the I appreciated what he did in Milwaukee because, you know, it's not a predominantly African American area, and he stood up for the blacks and used his platform. Him and his teammates, they used their platform to be able to stand up against police brutality because he got pretty much harassed, fucked off by the police. Mm-hmm. And then it not only happened in Milwaukee, it turned around and happened in Miami. He was at some strip club with Kevin Porter.
Yeah.
And basically got on the wrong bus, and he was something broke out. He was in fear of his life, and Kevin attested to that too. And so police like beat him up. Like he actually went to the hospital again. So it's just like he can't catch a break, and I feel bad for him. Dude's a talented athlete. He can't. He's got a police magnet, right?
Just go hoop, go home.
Hoop and go home. Hey,
I mean, goddamn.
There was this incident as well. Like I don't remember how long ago, but there was this. I think it was in New York City. There was a domestic dispute. They called the police, right?
Right.
This black dude's taking out the trash. Police are pulling up, body cam on. You can hear that conversation inside the car. Is that him? I don't know. Probably.
Wait, time out. I don't know. Probably.
That was it.
That part right there.
They pulled up.
I don't know. Probably.
They pulled up. Turn around. What are you doing? Like, bro, what are you doing? Turn around. Why? Put your hand up. Like, what is the problem? I don't know, but turn around. And then he was like, y'all probably trying to look for dude upstairs. Dude upstairs left and got away. So I'm like, bro, like you just walked up, seen nobody taking his trash out. That's him.
That I don't know probably kills me though. Like I don't know probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
So that's just
I don't know probably.
That's the state we in.
Exactly.
But that's the state we in.
You stole it? I don't know. Probably.
I mean, they even make fun of it in the movie. Look at the movie where they I forgot the name of the movie where the 2 cops were standing there and they asked like they was like, how they look? And the lady was like, he black. They just took off running. They was like, I'm on it. You remember? I can't think of what movie it was.
Hell, Dave Chappelle said his set was great back in the day when he talked about it. He said nah. Well, it was that same set, but he was like. He said, and now my house is nice, but I mean, it's too nice for me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I have a situation and they got to call the police, hell, I know I'm doing from something. Hey, help. They show up. Oh, he's still here.
Open the showcase.
Johnson. Oh, my God. Look, this Negro hung up pictures all over the wall after you broke in.
That was funny.
So, I mean, I get it, and to go back about athletes intervening. I mean, because we're still talking about it. There was a situation LeBron kind of intervened in a little prematurely. He didn't have all the information, but at the same time, we're just at a point right now where they're offering us at pretty alarming rate. Like, and they've been doing it, but it's
the first time it's just been televised.
It's been televised, and
ain't the first time, but it's more apparent that it's televised even more.
Right.
It's more cameras, and see, like I'm always kind of like I'm kind of like on the fence with that because like if someone sees me getting harassed by the cops to a point I'm finna die, I do want somebody to record to see the injustice, but I want somebody to try to intervene because you need somebody. I want somebody to intervene. Fuck that. I don't want to die.
Wait. What you need to understand is like the same feeling you got.
Yeah.
The same feeling they got.
And wait, hold on. The other point is, I can't. So we talked about this before when we had our little teaser when we were talking about if you're not alive, you can't file the complaint. And so if I jump in the mix and they get me too, who gonna record it? Because everybody, sometimes you might be the sole person recording, and if you jump in to try and stop the situation and you go down too. I mean,
so you mean to tell me got to be two people there? We need one person recording.
You need
and one person.
You need a gang of people. Yeah, you need a gang of people.
Who walks around with a mob?
Nobody.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, because of the fascination with World Star, everybody's whipping their camera out anytime anything looks enticing. Oh shit! Hold on.
He looked like he better get knocked out.
So I mean, it's really one of those situations where we just.
Like I said,
if you do, you damned if
like I said, I do want the recording there so people can actually see. But at the end of the day, if I'm dead, what was the recording? And so now y'all televised my death. You know what I'm saying? And that's you know how hard they got to be for the family. Like think about it. Like
years since that shit been, boy.
And just speaking on George Floyd, as the family, just imagine you watching your brother on the ground like for that long and have to rewatch that video, and that video is shared through millions and millions of people on social media and from Twitter to Facebook to whatever. And then you have the idiots who make fun of it. You see, because even it's like celebrities, they see the comments. Even because you got people who are hecklers, you got people who support them, people who hate them, people who love them, whatever. So you see all this stuff, and then you know what I'm saying? You see all these things, and then is your family member dying with a knee on the back of their neck, and you have to relive that, and nobody wants to see a televised death. You know what I'm saying? And as a society, I think we got we kind of desensitized to it now because we're seeing so many deaths at an alarming rate. Black people, I might add, correct, that it's like, oh, there's another death. Just like school shootings, you see them now, you automatically know it's somebody white, and I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying. But it's almost a norm. That's something that's not normal to see. It's not normal to see people dying. It's not normal. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't they take that last dude to Burger King before they took him to jail or something like that?
He wasn't the last dude, but yes.
Well, I'm like, bro, that ain't happening to us.
We ain't getting arrested.
First of all, the only time we getting fed a meal anytime is they trying to get us to confess to some stuff. If you take the chicken,
first 48,
if you take the chicken and the cigarettes,
it's done.
What I don't understand is that how they have so much restraint for the people with guns, but the people without guns they're scared. Like, how do you have so much restraint from a person who they seen kill somebody?
Because it's an embedded trigger in their psyche. You see a person of color, black or brown, your instincts is to think like, oh, they're going to harm me, because that's what you are conditioned to think.
Right.
So, out of all these fucking videos that they had of white people walking up to police with machetes, with guns and shit like that, but, they put their gun in the holster after they draw it and run away.
I mean, but then you got it's like you say, it's instilled in them, but they know the outcome. They know if they kill a black person, unless the whole world see it, they most likely gonna skate off. They gonna get no.
I mean,
it's the same thing across the board, though. When black people see other black people, it's a friendly notion. You see white people, you look at them a little bit differently. So, am I right or wrong? So with these cops, that's how they approach the situation. But with a black person, that's when deadly force comes into play.
Well, no, I wouldn't even say it's deadly force. I think it's that preservation.
No, they just
I can't even. So
Yeah, preservation.
So, and I'm glad you said deadly force, because that same situation came into question here recently. So with Ma'Khia Bryant, people want to say that they exercised. People are split, and they're talking about whether or not they used excessive force or whether or not it was appropriate. Now, if you're not familiar with the situation, she called the police because she had a situation with another girl, and
I kind of heard that it was different, but yeah.
What do you mean you heard it was different?
I heard that she wasn't the one to call the police, but you know, social media twists everything up.
No, she was the one who called the police. Okay. She went to the girl's house to have, fight with her. Now, here's where we have to be able to hone in on what's right and what's wrong and put our egos to the side. Anytime you go to anybody's residence, and this is the real
streets.
This ain't even this. Forget the street shit. Legally, if you arrive at my residence,
I can kill you, bro.
They're gonna ask you, were you invited? No. So you showed up to my residence. So anything that I exercise at that point is gonna be appropriate, because I was trying to protect my property. I was trying to protect my livelihood. I'm trying to protect my family. I don't know. Well, I know why you came here, but I didn't know what you came with. So I'm gonna exercise whatever I can. Think about how many people have people like to park their cars outside the garage. Well, think about how many people break in their cars and then people creep up on them and then shoot them. Bow.
Yep.
And we're like, well, he was in my car. A lot of people do not go to jail for that, because they don't know. You don't know what this person got on them, and you want them off your premises. So, and by the time the police come, they're going to be gone.
Yeah, but.
And in this situation, she called the police.
But
what?
If we I'll look at this situation as a whole. First of all, the parents should have been out there recording it.
That was my first issue. So yes, that's what I'm saying. Because we have to use logic here, bro. Them parents knew what she was coming there for. She was coming for that smoke.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I can't say I disagree with what the cop did, because you did protect a life. But at the same time, you still got to look at it in a racial sense, because we know if that was two people of different color, it would have been they would have sat down and talked. One would have got pulled in the back of the car, the other one got pulled to the side.
But this here also, to understand the whole scope of everything, the officer had time to intervene.
No, hell nah, bro.
I mean, by her pushing through one girl and then going to the next one, that ain't time to intervene?
No, bro. The officer said, hey, what's going on? He got up. She pushed the girl to the ground, and she was charging at the other girl with the knife in her hand. What literally, you jump out, you right in the shit. You ain't got no time to assess what's going on. All you see is a threat. Oh shit, she about to stab. So and then think about it. I'm gonna put a little satirical spin on it. But if somebody's stabbing you, what you gonna do? Stop. Stab. Like, bro, like
you still missing the one key fact, C-Mac. If that was still a different race, it wouldn't have been no shooting first. They would not. Fuck. That would not. He would have been taking in the Burger King and Chipotle again. It would not have been no deadly force.
I got a question.
Somebody who probably will.
I got a question. So, has a cop ever, shoot to not kill?
They're trained to.
No.
Yes, I know they're trained to. I'm just saying,
shoot to kill.
Why can't they shoot him in the leg, the arm?
Bro, okay, so here's the reason why. If you say you intended not to kill them, right? You shoot them in the leg or the arm, and you hit a main artery and they bleed out. You wasn't trying to kill them, but they died anyway. So as a police officer, they are trained to eliminate the threat. And then that's it.
I heard they're trained to de-escalate the threat, not eliminate. Eliminate means dead.
They are trained to de-escalate, but at the same time, if they cannot de-escalate, they are trying. It's a progression thing. So
they go from 0 to 100 all the time.
That training depends on what race you are.
Not all the time.
Let's be clear. That training depends on what race you are.
They all got the same training, apparently.
Yeah, but it depends on what race you are. Cold black or cold white. That's when the training kicks in. eliminate, or do I de-escalate?
I mean, like why do they have? Why do they have de-escalation training? Why do they even have tasers? Why do they have billy clubs? Why do they have these other things that can de-escalate a situation?
So first of all,
because it always look good on the belt.
Nah, hell no. So first of all,
because Batman inspired
wow, Batman, this guy.
Batman,
so
it's like he always wanted to be a cop, but
Batman never killed nobody.
First of all,
yes, he did. You ain't read the comics. Batman killed a lot of people.
What you?
Batman took everybody to jail.
Yeah, Batman didn't kill nobody. Who killed?
Everybody. Batman killed everybody.
The Red Hood did, but
who? The Laughing Batman. Batman killed Joker in those comics. I didn't know until I started watching YouTube videos on the comics. Batman killed a lot of people.
Batman didn't kill nobody.
He took
black folk. I almost want to say, hey, black men don't kill nobody. Because we stay in our lane.
JP said his incompetence once again because he had a taser.
No,
but what's the point of them having tasers?
So
we have the cop deploy the taser.
But with that being said, though, we're going to get on Deontay Wright. We're going to get on that in a minute.
That's what I'm about to say.
But that is at your discretion at that particular point in time. If you are in a situation, and I'm telling you right now, if somebody charged me with a goddamn knife, I don't want you to use no goddamn taser. Hey, fuck that. Because some folks be full of that shit and you don't even know.
You seen Hangover. He kept going.
And keep going.
Yeah, but
that's a movie.
No, it's real life. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. My frat brother was a police officer, and he fucked around and had a situation where he tasered the guy, and the guy still kept coming, and had to shoot him.
Did he kill him?
Yes. They found out that when they did the toxicology report, they found out he was all jacked up on like all sorts of different drugs.
All jacked up on Mountain Dew.
But see, okay, but
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
But if you
like a Spider-Man,
if you try to de-escalate the situation with a taser initially, and they're still coming, and then you kill them, I think I would kind of feel a little bit. I can say feel better, but I'm saying like at least I know that he tried to not use excessive force initially.
So what you saying is if someone's charging at you with a knife and a police officer comes to the scene, now officer, put that gun down, use your taser.
If the taser put him, look,
this nigga Chris talking like he's Irish and Jewish.
So my thing is, all right, let's put this in the situation.
You know me and Brown got white voices for them.
Let's put this in the context. If you and Brown standing outside barbecuing. Somebody wait a minute, let me finish.
Why we had to be barbecuing?
What else y'all do outside?
Fish fry, crawfish. They can do a lot of things.
I don't like crawfish.
They could just be having a birthday party.
All right, well y'all out there having y'all out there having a birthday party.
Having a birthday party.
Y'all out there having a birthday party.
All right.
And you cutting the cake. You got the knife. They think y'all fighting. They shoot you.
Man,
no. First of all, if he would have,
that's still elimination.
No, that was a totally different circumstance. Nobody called the police in that situation.
I said, did I say if somebody called the police?
And it's a cake clear in sight. They ain't missing no cake. I ain't charging it.
Shit, they missed a lot of things. They missed a bag of Skittles. They missed a lot of things.
That was the police, though. That was not the police. That was a civilian acting as a police officer.
They don't care. They see black people elimination. They're not trying to de-escalate. They trained to.
Chamber.
So even to backdoor that, to answer that question and to segue into Deontay Wright. So that situation, I also feel that could have been avoided too, because you got a warrant, a traffic warrant, right? We ain't talking about no drugs, no, right? Why did you run?
I mean, think about it,
bro. And it was already going bad for him too.
But you got to think about it. He's young, black, and you see these situations. He don't know what to do. He don't. Everybody say, okay, well, you could have did this.
It's not even that. I think it's
fear.
Instinct.
Yeah, your
instinct is to lead, like because. You know what they're capable of.
So hold on.
So before C-Mac,
have you left?
Have I left? What, have traffic
you,
stop?
Yeah.
No, it was too wide open.
Have you left?
But I ran from the police before.
So the segue into it. Explain the situation.
That don't count. But
explain the situation for people who don't know it.
So Dante Wright was he was pulled over for a traffic stop.
Okay.
And they found out that he had a warrant, so they was going to take him in.
Right.
He was on the phone with his mom. He's also biracial. I had to throw that out there.
Okay.
And his mom is white.
But
his dad was black.
what I'm saying, doesn't that add to the point that we made earlier?
And
add to the point that we made earlier?
And his girlfriend was white, and she was in the car.
Okay.
So
Patrick Mahomes, mixed race, got a white girlfriend and a white fiance now.
yeah,
and a
you
black and white baby. But what they see when they see Patrick Mahomes?
Black.
All right.
But go ahead, continue.
we gonna have this. They can go back and forth all day long because he clearly doesn't.
But finish.
He clearly doesn't identify because he does so much stuff with the anyway. So basically, when they told him he had his mom on the cell phone and they was making him get off the phone, and so in that situation where you could have complied, there was really no reason for them to get aggressive about a phone or anything like that. But then you be slick about it. I just would have gave my girl the phone. Here, hold this. Don't put it on speaker, mute, whatever you got to do. But we ain't hanging up the phone. They hung the phone up forcefully, all this whole kind of stuff. They asked him to get out the car, and then he was starting to comply, and then all of a sudden he just went for it, jumped back in the car, and tried to skate off. And the lady just pulled her gun out.
That she thought was her taser.
That she thought it was her taser.
Because that taser is light as fuck.
And so and JP,
she's been a tenured officer, I might add, for over 20 years, right?
Correct. Yeah, she's like 26 years on the force. And so I do fault her in that situation because it's like your taser and your gun are holstered on your belt, two different sides, two different ways. Your gun is holstered whatever side you shoot with, and it's facing the way that you would need to get it out the holster and just point. Yeah. Your taser is on the opposite side of the belt. It's facing away, so you're going to come across the body. Basically, they were saying, I think they were trying to defend her, saying that she had her gun in the wrong place. And she did try to come across the body or something like that. I heard that they were speculating that was her defense.
So
but everybody else is saying that the difference between a gun and a taser.
While he was trying to pull away,
she opened fire on him and was like taser, and then shot him.
So with the taser.
That's another thing. What was the point of you thinking he got in the car and drove off?
Yeah, because he started he was
hold on.
You see what I was going?
Yeah. He got in the car and drove off, right?
Yeah.
What the taser gonna do when he in the car?
Well, the door was open, so that the way they had it, he was starting to get out of the car, and then he jumped back in the car and tried to drive off, and then they tried to pull him out, and then that's when she was like taser, and
she shot multiple times.
Yeah, right.
Shot multiple times, right?
Right.
Do tasers shoot multiple times?
Tasers don't go bang.
They shoot twice.
Okay.
And not only that, you have to reload them. So it's like
okay. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I had a public education.
Thing, when you hear that first thing, you go, "Bow!" I don't think
that wasn't a taser.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think that was my taser.
Well,
but then you do it again.
No. So that's back to the training. They don't train you to shoot one time and then stop.
No, I know that, but I'm still
grabbing your taser. You're not shooting it multiple times. You ain't got extended clip on the taser.
But like I said, I hold her accountable in that situation, and I hold accountable. And unfortunately, he's not here. But
he had his problems too.
This is that teaching moment that we look. If you're not alive to be here to fight the fight, it's harder to fight. I mean, the fight's still gonna be fought, but it makes it harder because you're not here. It's the same thing that we try to tell everybody. Look, comply with the police. If you get through the situation, you can always file a complaint. I'm
gonna tell my son, like, look, man, police is like your woman, bro. Just shut up and do what they say, so that they can shut the fuck up.
But here's the thing, though, man. It's been so many people who aren't here. It's so many people who aren't here who did comply.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a lot of people that did comply. I mean, people got killed with their hands up, their hands down, hands in their pockets. There was
this one video. It's last year or the year before.
Shot from behind. I mean, how much of a threat are you up from behind?
Oh, buddy, there was this dude who was in the middle of the street, had his hands up, and like they still shot him. He was by like a Lincoln Navigator or something.
Michael Brown?
No.
Okay.
That was like last year or the year before, something like that. But like you can see like an aerial shot of it. Like you see, it's like bare around him, and then he walking back.
Right, and see that, and that's the thing. Like, you know, people always say comply. Now, I'm not saying don't comply, but what I'm also saying is that even people who have complied still face the same death. So, like to what Watts was saying, what do you do if a cop pull you over?
That's what I'm saying. You gotta pray and hope you make it through it.
Right?
It ain't no
do them like
because
you do your girl.
Because even if you file a complaint because you live, that ain't gonna go nowhere.
It ain't.
They play that. They go, it's a
no. Because see,
he ain't gonna be fine. No, how many complaints happen on Mr. Chauvin?
I think that was like the first one that they
actually did their job on.
Right.
They don't do their job on it because you know what they say that blue line. You know what I mean? You really don't. You become a cop. You a part of it. Well, let's not say you become a cop because everybody who becomes a cop don't always get those benefits.
Right.
So, like, you become a cop and then you automatically a part of this little brotherhood. Bro, I don't fucking know you. Like, oh, don't worry about it. We got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that little piece of metal makes you feel emboldened that, you know what I mean, not understanding, like, yo, like, you are a person. You know that, right? You are a person. And then, like, with old girl with in Minneapolis, like the excuses that they make, you know, for police is doing their wrongdoings. Like old girl who did it in Dallas with Botham Jean. Yeah. Like she thought, I thought he was in my house. Bitch, what?
I mean, she said, you know, of course she said she was tired. She worked a 12-hour shift. She walked into a house. You know, the first thing you do is when you walk into a house, you're gonna notice shit ain't yours. Like, you're going to look and be like, this ain't my house.
Hold on. Like, how many fucking nurses and doctors do the same exact types of shifts?
Right.
Still went to the right house.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the right fucking house.
I mean, I just think it's utterly ridiculous because it's like...
Bruh, how many times you been drunk and went to the right house?
Man, listen.
I've been drunk and almost peed in the closet, so...
Was it at your house?
No.
Who house?
We will not name the house.
But like this.
But I'm just saying, like, were you already there?
Yes.
But this is what I'm saying is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been drunk and got home. You went to the right house. You ain't go putting your key in the wrong. Like, goddamn.
I've heard stories of people doing that.
I think the worst I've probably done, and but this is common. I went to the wrong car. Now, I went to the wrong car. Now, did I try to pursue to break the window because it wasn't my car? Like, no, I didn't do none of that. Like, I have a common car. So I hit the chirp, nothing happened. Chirp. And so, maybe the battery dead. Chirp again, nothing happened. I get to the door, hit the handle, but now I can see inside the car. Wait a minute, that ain't my shit. This ain't my car. And be done with it. Now, of course, if I see some people don't know their license plate number, some people do. I, for one, know my license plate number. So it was negligent of me to look at it. Now, if somebody would have shot and killed me, them trying to break into their car, that probably would have been effed up.
I get that part.
You know,
what you doing about my car? Get that part.
Right. But if he just would have just reacted and just shot me, because I am at his door, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't help that he parked in the same area that I park in, because like typically if I go like to a grocery store, I kind of park in the same area. You know what I'm saying? So when I walk out, if I'm in there for a while, I know, okay, I'm on the left side, bada boom, bada bing. You know,
so basically, if you see him in the grocery store, you know he parked on the left side
of the grocery store.
Right. And if you walk up to the wrong car, it's gonna be, you walk up to the wrong car, it's gonna be the last car you walked up to. How about that?
Hey, bro, I got this one mine.
You thought it was yours? Was taking it with Jesus, eh?
It's a common car. I thought it was mine.
Everyone has a 1945 Oldsmobile.
Yeah, everybody got a Dodge Dart.
So I like something that Alvin said though. It was basically in dealing with police, you have to treat them like the women that we deal with. You know, you just have to
shut up and make them happy.
Do what they ask you to do.
So
they leave you alone. Yeah, but that's not logical. Why is that? How many women actually just leave you the fuck alone? Hey, thank you. So,
but I'm saying though, I'm not even talking about it in the long term. I'm talking about in that specific moment.
I mean, in that moment, like I said, the only thing you can do is hope you make it out of it.
And it's just like the same.
You're right. You gotta hope you make it out of it.
So you do what they ask you.
Comply or not. You can hope you make it out of it.
But you know, in classic women fashion, they come back and ask you for something else. Classic police fashion, they come back and ask you for something.
Hang tight, buddy.
That moment. Hey, did y'all see the other little video that just popped up? This cop was harassing this little black dude. I think it was in like a diner or some shit. The cop looked drunk. And he was just bothering nobody, telling him to come on. I got called because of you. And the dude's like, bro, I just sat down. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Come on. Then he said he started calling on his ID. Shit, do he have any warrants? Does he have anything? And then there's another cop there, and the other cop is asking like, what are you doing? Like, why? And you can hear on the mic that they're like, nothing. Well, does he have this? No. Well, does he have that? No.
And they will not let him go.
I mean, he let him go.
I mean, eventually, because the other cop, but that's crazy.
The fact that like you constantly asking for some shit, bro. Like
trying to do a cavity check.
What the hell are you trying to find? You trying to find my 11th grade report card? I'm pretty sure I failed something there. You might get me there.
That nigga don't know English.
So. And
seeing physics.
And what you said reminded me of this movie that's getting ready to come out. I think it's gonna be real good. It's called Equal Standard. It's Ice-T's gonna be in the movie. Selena Johnson's gonna be in the movie.
We promoting them?
I mean, nah, but I'm just saying. When you name movies, you have to name people that they can identify with. You know, you just can't say.
I saw the trailer on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's old buddy? Pedro Star's in there too.
See, Pedro Star. So he was 90s hot.
Yeah.
And if you said that now, and you're not a hip hop fan, you'd be like, who?
The nigga that said he was gonna smack Charlamagne when he was on the Breakfast Club. So, because he was talking about you ain't had the same energy with Fifth.
So,
Charlamagne, crack me up. But there's another movie on Amazon. It's like Groundhog's Day, but it's this black guy. I forgot the movie name, but it's a black guy who wakes up after a night with some chick, and he tries to go home to his dog and feed his dog and do all that shit. But this cop intervenes and like,
oh yeah. No. That ain't Amazon. That's Netflix. Joey Badass is that's Joey Badass in that movie, and Kevin Durant executive produced that.
Yeah,
I need to sit down and watch that. Yeah, it dropped earlier this month. I need to watch that.
That movie, yeah. That movie was good, bro. But like, at the end of the day, man, my nigga Paul Mooney said it the best. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
Amen to that.
You know what I mean?
They want the benefits.
So the name of the movie is called Two Distant Strangers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a Strangers.
Yeah, I can't. I'm definitely finna tune in for that one.
And there's another one. Somebody said they want our rhythm, but don't want our blues.
But I like to think about it like I mean, I'm still stuck on that. That was a very valid point though.
What?
Like when you have a police stop, and it's almost in a sense like, because now I'm gonna piggyback off of something else you said when we were talking about friendship. We was talking about if you date a black woman that you're not gonna have any female friends, and then now to say that we got to comply with women like the police officers, like, so basically we are equating that dating a black woman is like having your own police officer or probation officer.
I mean, they are detectives.
Boy, they homegirls find out stuff, and they find out stuff, and they are some detectives, bro. I've never seen nobody dig through some stuff. The stories that I've heard, the things that I've seen and lived. This is quite entertaining.
Quite.
Fucking cops, bro. Fucking cops. It's just Shannon Sharp said that shit on Undisputed one day. He was talking about it as in like police departments should take out insurance policies Because like when you're a doctor, you can't practice medicine without insurance.
Yeah.
So if you do some type of malpractice, you can be sued. Like so, if police do some shit like that, sue them and go after that.
Well, don't they do sue like the department, right?
No, they don't do shit.
No, not at all, bro. I would sue the whole fucking.
No, I'm saying when they get awarded, who is that from? Isn't it from the
city? That's
the
from
city.
the
city.
People pay that.
Oh, okay.
Citizens pay that.
Well,
I thought it came from the police department.
It do, but it's how the budget is allocated. So, like, when they divvy up this part of the budget for the police department, they already know that, hey,
This for our fuck ups.
So we delegating this particular part of money to the police, but y'all got to figure out a way to take this money out of here and pay everybody else.
Okay.
And what a lot of times it comes from the police pension too, as well.
Oh, okay.
They got, and some of them unionized too, and then
a lot of them are unionized, so it's like
they figure out a way to do that. Let's see what they talking about on IG.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, my uncle was talking about my other uncle. He was talking about my shirt. Yeah, it's Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Get in this bitch. Fucking love Rick and Morty, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it just need for us. I don't matter if you 10% black, 3% black, 1% black. To, you know, one, to fully understand the situation. Because it's still like some people don't be understanding these situations. Because, you know what I'm saying, granted, they didn't come up with these situations around them. Because sometimes it's hard for some black folks and Hispanic folk to believe shit like that happened to their community.
Right.
So I think I ain't gonna say like we need to deal with it and just have a common understanding that like everything ain't right for us. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you told, oh, go do this, go do that, you're gonna get your just due and shit like that.
Right.
That shit trigger like because we had to, if we're gonna do everything right, bro, like we couldn't go to the same fucking school as you, dog. We couldn't sit in the stadium to watch a fucking football game with you. And there were black people playing, but we couldn't go watch them.
It's amazing.
And then old buddy, there's this dude, this dumbass in California, talking about he wasn't fucking with LeBron James and what he was talking about. He was talking about they're not gonna be playing Laker games at his bar anymore.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like he gets he want to lose business because when the Lakers hit the playoffs, everybody can watch him.
You know what I mean? We're like, man, shit trippy. Where we at now?
Well, I mean, that sums it up. I mean, we pretty much hit everything on the list today. So I think we're going to sign off, fellas.
Hey, guys. I want to thank y'all for sitting here, looking at us, hearing us while we talk.
I think that was appropriate. I'm LB.